So welcome back, everyone, for another round of Scrap Mechanic. I have built up a little bit on the new setup. I have 25 plots with 25 potato plants. And while this is not the most cost-effective or the most complicated setup in terms of water guns, it's super simple. Basically, quick rundown is I have little boxes, one cube box right there, and it has a sensor on the top of each one. It goes along, it hits one of those, it triggers the sensor makes it fire. Super easy. It's just more expensive because I had to do max level pistons because of the reach, so that they would go just past that point. And and of course the sensors I didn't have to really upgrade, but that is the easiest way I could find to make it work. And so right now you don't see it, because again, when you save the game, you quit the game, you come back, load the game save later, the countdown is still active for the unauthorized farming. It's just not visible. So in about a minute and 30 seconds, I should see a fresh attack coming. And with 25 potato plants, this is probably going to be the biggest attack I've had yet. I'm coming like right down to the wire for these to grow. And they were, yep, getting some lag. That does not surprise me that I've got lag on that. I mean, there's so many places I'm getting lag in the game that it really doesn't surprise me that having them suddenly spawn in lagged everything up. Just don't destroy my structure, guys. Destroy the plants that apparently refuse to finish growing. No, bad tote bot. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this one. It's not growing the rest of the way, so we'll just go ahead. I'm going to plant the rest and refill this, ignoring the one that's already planted. Basically, again, I hit this, and it goes in reverse, and it's got to slow down at each trigger point. So it goes through fires, and done. Now, I think you could get away with just doing, like, straight through, but the way I did it is I have it go 1, pause there, go by 3 blocks more, so 4, pause there. That way I have it 0, so it's not just sitting there ignoring that block, and then it goes up to 13, which puts it past that block at the end. So it basically lets it trigger again, going back around. And you know what? I'm just going to leave that one. So I'm looking right now at one of these small rock islands that's very close to my workshop base area. And there's a larger island over there, but it's so large, I know if I build a base on it, bots are going to spawn in range anyway. I'm thinking with the rock island, I'll have enough distance. They cannot spawn in the water. They cannot spawn on the island. So that might be a good spot for a farm. And if I'm going to put a farm there, I really need a base. So I need something that will support going across water. One idea is a cargo boat to transport supplies from my operation area here on land, meaning I'm going to build some kind of new area over here and forego that base setup. The other one is I want a better scout vehicle, something that is amphibious, something that can go in water, float, and probably use the, jet engines to push it along. So this thing here, I know I just built a bot crusher on it, and the bot crusher works nicely, but I know how to make it work. I really want to figure out a way to incorporate it on that one, my work vehicle, as it were. So this one's about to get stripped down and rebuilt to be an amphibious vehicle, hopefully. So I'm working on getting a large supply of woodblock 3 because good durability, low weight, and almost maximum buoyancy. So I should be able to take some more damage. Of course, I'm not going to be doing as much straight fighting with this because I'm not going to do a crusher mechanism on the amphibious version. But it also means it's got good buoyancy, so it should float very well. And I've just got to get a few more of these going. But of course, now is getting close for round number 2 of fighting bots because I have 25 potato plants going. I think that's actually enough potatoes for a while because I've got quite a few. It's interesting when I shoot that it loads from the last one, not the first one. Like a lot of other games, it loads from this first slot and then goes to the end. This one loads the shots into the gun from the last slot, which is just a little different than what I expected. And oh, we got 3 hay bots this time. Actually, let's... Oh, wow. Okay, so shooting them multiple times like that didn't make a difference. And, oh, you did not! You broke one of my guns! My water dispensers! What? Oh, man. All right, so that means I need to, besides make another one, I'm going to have to make those much higher. So before I get too far into this, I'm going to test this idea. And I'm pretty sure this is not going to work very well. But let's just say that I turn the switch on and it ends up rotating these like that. So it goes underneath. And I'm starting to think now I might not actually need the piston. 90 on each one. Oh, yeah, look at that. Just go in the water, let it start floating, hit the button, and it turns them like that. And that may actually serve as a little bit of a propeller type thing for it. What's the point of doing all this if it doesn't float, right? So, just going to let it kind of ease its way into the water. Make sure it stays buoyant. So far, so good. I'm drifting. No, I'm not. It's the water flowing. Okay. So, let's see. I get this. Boom. All right. It's floating. Yay. Something worked. Okay. That's triggered already. So, we got that one. And, oh, yeah. Look at that. It's so like James Bond, Back to the Future even. It's like a DeLorean tucking the wheels away to go flying. Okay, they seem to be rubbing into each other a little bit. So this may have to extend out. I mean, it's working, but I may have to add like, instead of doing 3 blocks wide, I may have to do the full 5 blocks wide. Oh, look at that awesome DeLorean action. I'm going with DeLorean now. That seems a lot more fitting to what it is. It seems like it now leans more towards the front, though, when I do that. Like, it's practically even in terms of what's what. I mean, that's 4 blocks out. That's 4 blocks out from the end. I just don't have quite as much stuff at the back yet. But I can go ahead and remedy that. 2 fuel tanks, it now drops way down in the water. You know, all the amphibious designs I've looked at in the workshop that were done in creative mode, I'm starting to wonder if they actually can work in survival mode. And I am nicely balanced. And then it just starts to lean. I mean, it is perfectly balanced. Everything was done identical between 2 sides. The side that's leaning down the most is identical in placement to the side that's not leaning, other than the balance of the engine versus the controller. And that's it. That's the only difference. But if I undo it, it floats just fine. So maybe the whole James Bond DeLorean type approach is not the best idea. And here we go. Oh. It was fine until I hit the accelerator. And then it pops me back up again. What the? That is weird. It's like sitting still, I was buoyant. I took parts off. And now I am less buoyant than when I had more parts on. And if I do this, it drops me into the water. I am so confused right now. It's not exactly as durable, but the weight is a little less for the plastic bubble block. I think I'm actually going to try swapping a few blocks out. And I'm not sure how I managed to drown so quickly that time. I think we'll do like a strip of blocks underneath on it and see if this will help, because I'm just slightly reducing the weight. So with a bigger butt on the end of the vehicle, I was able to keep it a little bit better balanced, and I moved the rockets thrusters up a bit more. And oh no, that is horrible. I mean, okay, lowest power level, but wow, that was horrible. Okay, I'm moving a little bit more and I'm about to go under. So This is about to get extended even more outwards. So this is supposed to be a scout vehicle, which means I need it for bringing back collected supplies. So how does it float? It does not float. That's awful. And yeah, putting it there just completely sinks. I actually have it upgraded that way. Oh, look. It's not even balanced now. Yeah. Totally questioning how buoyancy works in the game right now. So 3 stacks of 20, 1 stack of 17. Not using the rockets at all. Let's see how well the power efficiency is. This is the same gear I had on the previous scout design. Granted, it was a little slimmer, but, you know, I was using metal blocks, which had a little bit more weight to them. And I had, like, glass pieces all over it, too. I had more stuff. I would say it was heavier than this design. That ended up getting to be very fuel efficient. I mean, I could drive way out here and use, like, 2 fuel. That would be it. I mean, just, like, way out past this edge, you'd be like, oh yeah, you use 2 fuel. That's it. Total. All right, good. It's actually doing well in terms of land-based travel. Water-based travel, not so much. It's not the prettiest thing, but it does look a little bit better than the plain wood look. So, time to take it out for a spin, do some real testing with it. At least in terms of land movement. And I hear guys up here. It's got me thinking, I want to test something out after what happened earlier. 1, 2, 3. 1 hit. Okay. So earlier I shot him like, I thought 3 times. It took 3 hits still with the hammer. I know that was 3 hits. I saw it. So what happens if I shoot them twice and then use the hammer? One, 2, 3 hits. Okay, so maybe that's what happened. Is earlier somehow I thought I shot him 3 times. I actually shot him twice. But it's interesting that it takes 3 or 4 swings with the hammer, I think, to kill him, and 4 shots with the gun, and yet I shot twice and it took 3 hits with the hammer. But if I shoot him 3 times, it takes 1 hit with the hammer. So that's an odd value. It's like a weird scaling effect. All right, so that was 3. Yeah, 1 hit. So save ammo. Shoot them 3 times, then hit them. Yep, 3 hits. Well, look at that. You know, if this was actually working as an amphibious vehicle, I could just ferry myself right across there to that little spot. Time for one more bot battle. I planted basically 1 row of 5 tomatoes, 1 row of 5 potato or tomatoes, beets, 2 rows of carrots, and then 1 row with 1 of the other 2 and 2 carrots. Basically, that's 6 of the things I need to produce the veggie burger. So yeah, look at that. I got that much from it. So let's see, how does the attack go this time? Because it did trigger. Hope I hear it. So with 25 potato plants, I had 6 total 2 times. Now I've got 2 guys. And not even a single hay bot. Just 2 of them. Oh, wait. 3. 3 tote bots. Oh, no, no, no. 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 Cheater. Why are you attacking that? That was irritating. Definitely irritating. They decided to attack my vehicle again. Now, I really wish there was some wedge blocks that I could just make. From my understanding, I can get them from the warehouse, but the problem is the warehouse is like the worst area of the game so far in terms of actual performance FPS working. It's just terrible. I'd much rather just sacrifice getting the wedge blocks if I don't have to do a, strobe light effect for part of the game. So I'm going to work on stocking up some food and try to play around a bit more with some of the buoyancy mechanics and maybe get that working, maybe get some water momentum going where I can move around and have an amphibious vehicle to do much better scouting than I do right now. But if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, leave me a comment if you have any suggestions for what I could change on the vehicle to make it float better or move better in water. And of course, hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. As always, I'm your host, Mr. Spicy. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to keep it spicy this week, and I'll see you in the next video.